take a good look at this house. The aesthetic, the way everything is exactly where it should be. Small children live here, and it still looks like that. Josh and Abbie Herbert have built one of the most followed family brands on the internet. 15 million followers on TikTok alone. Millions more across YouTube and Instagram. Brand deals with some of the biggest names in retail. A daughter whose face has been on a billboard. A content machine that has not stopped running since before any of their 3 children could walk or talk. But before the kids and the money, Josh was a musician going on tour and coming home with nothing. Abbie was a model doing $500 gigs. They watched everything fail until they found the one thing the internet could not look away from. Today we're doing a full breakdown of Josh and Abbie Herbert, the most calculated family channel on the internet. And by the time this is over, you are never going to look at a family vlog the same way again.
Now with Jagger ready to start solids, I can feel good knowing I'm feeding my children good high-quality ingredients with Stonyfield.
So before we get into everything else, I do want to start with what I think is actually the beginning of their strategy, because it tells you a lot about how these two think. And we're going to start from the height thing, because a lot of people often just write that off as a harmless running joke between a couple, and sure, on the surface maybe. But when you actually look at what they were doing and how early they were doing it, I think it starts to paint a pretty clear picture.
If 2 + 2 is 4, right? And 5 + 5 is 10, okay. What the fuck is this?
I did not care for The Godfather.
What?
Did not care for The Godfather.
How can you even say that, Dad?
Didn't like it.
So Josh Herbert is 5 feet 6 inches, which I want to be clear is not short. Like that's completely normal height for a man. But Abbie is taller than him, and on TikTok, apparently, that's enough to build an entire content franchise around. And what they were doing wasn't like, oh, we're a funny couple, look at our height difference, ha ha ha. No, they were engineering it. From boxes under Abbie's feet to holes dug into the ground for Josh to stand in. Camera angles that were so deliberately set up that people genuinely could not tell what was real. And you can see it right there, right? Like it's so obviously constructed. And yet it works because it makes you stop. It makes you look twice. And stopping is the whole game on TikTok. People were genuinely confused. And confused people ask questions. And questions keep a comment section alive. And a live comment section tells the algorithm that something interesting is happening here. So now the video gets pushed to more people. And guess who also gets confused and also asks questions? Yeah, the new audience. Now, even when they act like Josh is taller, it's always an optical illusion.
Wait, hold on, ready? So how we do my pose would be 1, 2, 3, and hip.
And the thing that I think is actually worth acknowledging here is that this wasn't accidental. This was them figuring out very early on what their content engine was going to be. It's a small manufactured controversy, just enough to make people argue, but not actually enough to damage anything. And look, I think what they figured out very early on, and this is the part that actually impresses me in a kind of unsettling way, is that it doesn't matter if the comments are nice. It doesn't matter if people are rooting for you or making fun of you. What matters is that they stop scrolling.
The dad is small. Period. Ew.
There is nothing worse than a little man. LOL. We all know that he doesn't run anything in that household. Ha 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 ha.
This guy's whole purpose in life is to post for her TikTok so she can say she's taller than him. Bro, you don't need to do it. Have some pride.
That one.
You okay?
Yeah, that one just... I don't know, that one just got through. I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
Hate engagement pays the exact same as regular engagement, and they knew that before a lot of people were willing to agree. Now, something that I think gets skipped over a lot when people talk about Josh and Abbie is that Josh was trying to be a musician. Like, that was what he wanted his life to be. He was doing tours, writing original music, trying to build a career the traditional way. And Abbie at the time was a model. That's literally how they met.
Josh is a musician. I am a model. I was hired to be in his music video.
And eventually they built a relationship. But what they were doing in those early days wasn't really couple content, not at its core. It was a delivery system for his music, and it was working in the sense that people were watching. But the music itself wasn't breaking through the way they needed it to.
Paradise, baby. The only lover in my life, she's all mine.
see what they're doing there. It's charming, it's romantic, it's well shot, and his music is right there in the middle of it, baked in. You're not just being asked to go find his Spotify page, you're just watching a cute couple video and his song is already playing. That's actually a genuinely clever approach to music marketing, I'll give him that. They used their wedding the same way. They wrote the first dance song and they documented the whole thing, which meant that the most emotionally loaded moment of their relationship became a vehicle for his original music. And then the pregnancies, then the romantic skits. All of it scored with his songs. But that got repackaged into something that was easier to monetize. So at some point they made a decision. And I genuinely don't know if it was a conscious sit down and talk about it kind of decision, or if it just kind of evolved naturally out of what was already working for them. But either way, the result was the same. They leaned into pregnancy content. And not just the pregnancy itself, the whole process of trying to conceive, which is something that's genuinely emotional and private for most people. And then she got pregnant, which is when things really shifted into a different gear entirely. So Abbie was good enough at modeling to keep booking jobs even while she was pregnant. But what I think is more interesting is how she used that tension, that dual identity, as a way to promote herself.
Yes, I'm the girl on TikTok that constantly asks her husband for a baby, and you guys are Team Baby Herbert all the way. I've been tagged in this video so many times I thought I would give it a try.
On one side, you have the high fashion model. On the other, you have the woman with a growing belly she's hiding under her clothes at the shoot. And the contrast between those two things is genuinely compelling. It makes you watch.
5, 6, 7, 8. Be gone. Don't make them too strong. We get back. Come up. 5, 6, 7, 8. Be gone. Don't make them too strong. We get back. Come up.
Now the audience feels like they've been on this journey with her. They're invested. And an invested audience is an audience that shows up for the next chapter of your life. And what happened practically as a result of that investment is that the numbers shifted dramatically. The modeling gigs that were bringing in a few $100s started to matter a lot less, because the brand deals that came from the pregnancy content were worth significantly more. And that's the exact moment where a child, before they were even born, before they had a name, became a business asset. Whether that was the intention of the Herberts or not, that's what happened when she gave birth. Starting with the gender reveal, which for most people is a private or semi-private moment. A party with close family, maybe a small post after. But not for Josh and Abbie.
3, 2, 1, right?
I don't know, I'm nervous. I don't want to do it.
All right.
I don't want to mess it up.
All right, boy or girl?
So I go like this.
Yeah. All right. 3, 2, 1.
So the reveal isn't just a reveal, it's a growth target. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit 1 million, and then we'll tell you. That's a remarkable thing to do, because they took a moment that people genuinely wanted to be a part of, that people were emotionally invested in, and they turned it into a subscriber drive.
I'm going, girl. Let's go! Yeah.
And even the official reveal TikTok isn't the actual reveal. It's a redirect to watch the full thing on YouTube. Go over there, subscribe first. And people did, because by this point they were too invested not to. And now Abbie knows exactly how far she can push before people walk away, which, as it turns out, is pretty far. So the baby's here. Poppy James Herbert has entered the world. And I want you to notice something about how that sentence just sounded, because I said it like a normal human being announcing a birth. Josh and Abbie did not do that. What these new first-time parents did instead was hold the name hostage for a month, make people guess letters, and run it as a multi-part series.
Letting you guys, our subscribers, pick the baby's name. So, Reese.
Witherspoon. That's Jasmine. I'm a big Disney fan. I picture it in lights.
Lights.
Breeze. We have a last name, Drew Brees, quarterback.
Okay. Rosemary.
Had a great aunt.
Oh, did you? Beanie. Debbie.
Classy. Classy, the Debbie cakes.
And then when they were finally ready to reveal it, they gave the exclusive first photo to People magazine. So it's not even just that they delayed the reveal. They made the audience feel like they were participating in it, like they had a vote, like this was something they were doing together. Now, if you're not just watching, you're invested, because you suggested a name and you want to know if they picked it. So you keep coming back and keep the engagement loop running. And in the meantime, they did a People magazine exclusive for the first photo. A People magazine exclusive for a baby that's not a celebrity baby, but a TikTok baby? And I'm not even saying that to be dismissive, but it really tells you exactly how serious they were treating this. This was a product launch, complete with an exclusive media deal like a neat little bow. And then came the content about Poppy herself. And this is where things start to get a little strange, because the way they filmed her in those early days was deliberate in the least. It was a little uncanny, and that uncanny quality makes people stop, which is the whole game, as we've already established.
I sit by myself, talking to the moon.
And you can see it in the comments. People weren't sure what they were looking at. And then the name thing added another layer to that, because Poppy, which is her actual legal name, got shortened or extended, depending on how you look at it, to boot. And that became a whole other content outlet.
You gon' make me need Bill, you know that. Card tripping with your friend, you ain't even had man lying on you.
Now look, nicknames are normal. Every parent has a weird nickname for their kid that makes no sense to anyone outside the family. The issue here is what happens when you put it on the internet for over 15 million people. Because what you get is this. And Abbie responds to all of it, which keeps the conversation alive, which drives more views, which brings in more people who have opinions, which creates more engagement. It's a perfect little loop. And then, because they know exactly how this works at this point, they escalated it. It's a joke. She didn't actually do it. But for the few seconds before the punchline lands, everyone watching genuinely isn't sure. And that uncertainty, that wait, did she actually moment, is exactly what they were going for every single time. And when people pushed back on any of this, Abbie had a very specific way of responding to it, which was to film the response, post it, and get more views out of the criticism than she probably got out of the original video.
Hey, we need to talk about this because some of y'all are seriously so toxic. I posted a video of the trending sound of Jeremy Allen's Calvin Klein campaign and my husband me pushing his head away because I was enjoying the video.
And while I understand that when you're putting yourself online, you're gonna get some criticism, some of it fair and some of it not, and you're allowed to respond to it. But there's a difference between responding to criticism and converting it. And Abbie is very, very good at converting it. But the issue with building your content around a baby is that babies grow. They become toddlers. They start having bad days on camera. And I think Josh and Abbie were aware of this because before Poppy was even out of her first year, they started laying the groundwork for the next chapter.
We are actually running late. We're heading to Poppy's ultrasound just to make sure everything's okay with her bones. We're heading there now. I gotta go get the car seat.
So we got the prescription for the ultrasound. I'm a little nervous. I don't know how they're gonna do an ultrasound on a little baby.
Now, I want us all to be careful here because a child needing a medical checkup is not content. That's just parenting. And I'm not saying that Poppy wasn't actually having a health issue that needed to be looked at. But the way it was framed from the hook, the title, to the decision to post it at all, that's worth talking about. Mind you, this is a pattern that's going to come up a lot as we go further into this. The hook is always a little scarier than the reality. The comments are always full of people who are genuinely worried, and the responses the Herberts always deliver are done in a way that keeps people engaged enough to come back for the next one. It's not malicious in isolation, but it becomes a pattern, and patterns are intentional. So then comes the second pregnancy, and even before she was pregnant again, she was already teasing it.
I think of the night in the park, it was getting dark and we stayed up for hours. What a lie, what a lie, what a lie.
That's a teaser. That's someone leaving a door slightly open and waiting for people to walk through it. And then when she was actually pregnant, she posted this.
Do not sell marijuana to my husband.
Okay.
I mean,
it was like she was gunning for Irish twins, 2 children born within 12 months of each other, maybe out of the thirst for more virality. Anyway, the comments section predictably went exactly where she needed it to go. And there it is, another reveal date, which is another thing to wait for, another reason to keep coming back. And of course, the reveal itself is not just a reveal. It's never with these two. It's a series. It's a multi-part event with a call to action directing you somewhere else to get the full story.
I think it's a boy.
I'm going team boy as well.
It's gonna be a boy.
I think it's gonna be a girl. It's gonna be a boy.
It's gonna be a boy.
Boy.
And while all of that's happening, while people are waiting to find out whether this unborn baby is a boy or a girl, Abbie suddenly launched a clothing collection. The poppy dress, priced at $169, is named after her daughter, released in honor of Poppy's first birthday, while simultaneously teasing a team boy outcome for the second child. And then there's this sibling reveal content, which is genuinely some of the most effective content these calculated couples ever made, because you've already been with Poppy since before she was born. You know her, you have a relationship with her, and now you get to watch her find out she's getting a brother.
Yeah, boy, you gonna be so stubborn. You get that from your mother. I already see it now. You weren't built for backing down. Boy, there'll be a small town night, and you'll fall for her.
And look, that's a sweet moment. We don't have to pretend it isn't. But sweet moments and calculated moments are not mutually exclusive. The purpose here is to transfer the emotional investment the audience already has in Poppy onto the new baby before he's even born. Child 1 is being used to market Child 2. The first product introduces the second product. It's that simple. And then when it came time to reveal the name, that moment was also tied to a K Jewelers sponsorship.
You and I did not make a sense. Tell me why you put it on.
Tagged #KPartner. That's a confirmed paid collaboration. And I genuinely cannot tell you how much K Jewelers paid for that, but if I had to guess, I would put it somewhere in the six figures. And just to round out how they were publicly framing all of this, around the time Yeager was born, Abbie did an exclusive interview with E! News. It's a new trend right now, she joked, of welcoming son Yeager March 13th, 2 months before daughter Poppy's second birthday, May 11th. In all seriousness, though, the idea of simultaneously raising a newborn and a toddler has proved far more daunting than the reality. You hear like, oh, 2 kids, it's scary? She detailed in an exclusive interview with E! News. I think going from no kids to 1 was more intimidating than 1 to 2 because that anxiety, that new mom feeling of, like, what do you do? Yeah, you're relatable, warm and down to earth. 2 kids under 2, figuring it out just like everyone else. And simultaneously, a Huggies partnership in the same interview. Right. And then there's the aesthetic. Because if you've spent any time on Abbie's page, you know that everything in that house is a specific shade of beige. The furniture, the walls, the children's clothing, the children's toys, the children's rooms, all of it exists within a very controlled, very curated visual palette. So Poppy asked for a ballerina Disney princess room. Yeager asked for dinosaurs, and what they got was beige. Tasteful, expensive, Instagram-ready, aesthetically consistent with the brand. And the comments saw it immediately. The room reveal is also a Pottery Barn Kids ad. The children's wishes are also a shopping list. And Abbie turned that aesthetic into a commercial partnership with Young Days, a gender-neutral children's clothing line described as perfectly neutral, inspired by Poppy and Yeager. The kids aren't allowed to have a messy, colorful, overstimulating bedroom because if they don't match the rug, the lifestyle brand loses its coherence. And the lifestyle brand is the business. And the business comes first, right? So we get to the third pregnancy, Rocky Blue Herbert, born December 2025. And everything with the other kids happens again. The hook for this one was that Abbie's TikTok comment saved her baby, that followers noticed her scratching her hands in a vlog, recognized it as a possible symptom of cholestasis, a liver condition that can be serious in pregnancy, and that their concern prompted her to get checked out, leading to an emergency C-section. Yeah, cholestasis is real. It can be genuinely dangerous. I'm not dismissing the medical reality of what happened. But the framing of "the internet saved my baby" is doing something very specific. It's telling our audience that they matter, that their presence is not just passive watching, but active participation in the safety of this family, that they're necessary. And an audience that believes it's necessary will never leave. It'll share the content. It will buy the products.
I have to whisper, it's Jagger's in my bed right now. My hands have been itchy and I've had this rash, and my test results just came back and it says they're high. Now I'm prepping to go to the hospital today. Oh no, I just got a text from my doctor. Hold on. He just said my levels are elevated. Oh my god. I have nothing. My diaper bag did not come yet. I literally ordered it yesterday. Okay, oh my god. Thank you, see you soon. Alright, Josh. I have to laugh or I'm gonna cry. Mommy's gotta go to the hospital. Today? I want to go you. I know, I'm sorry, buddy. Yeah. Yes! You excited to see your brother? Yeah. Hey, Josh, it's a good thing that I got checked. I don't even have a nursing bra. I don't have a bra on. Oh! Right? I'm fishing! You're fishing? Oh, I think I'm Wait, what?
Meanwhile, there's a video that Abbie posted a year or two ago where she talks about her daughter's artwork, and she seems genuinely unsettled by it. But I don't think she fully understood what she was looking at.
I need everyone to stop what they're doing, watch this video, because I'm genuinely scared and kind of terrified. So this little one right here, this little gremlin, she loves to draw, she loves to color. For this all herself, as you can see, she loves to do self-portraits. This is Daddy, that's Mommy, that's Baby, that's her, and that's Jagger. She's been really into eyes and faces. Oh, this is all her. Really into spooky things. She loves Halloween, she loves pumpkins. And she started coloring this herself. At first I was like, wow, that's really good. She colored inside lines. The color choice, little sketch. And then one day I saw her coloring on her iPad and I saw this. She's really into eyes and faces, so I'm thinking maybe she's in her eyes era.
So Poppy draws eyes everywhere. She colors everything black except the eyes. She goes to school and given free choice in an art class with paints and Play-Doh and stickers and construction paper, she makes a craft covered in eyeballs. And she brings it home and says, "Mommy, look what I did."
I don't know if I should be worried or not. You guys know Poppy likes to color on her iPad, but she really likes to color black. And she will color everything out but the eyes. She will keep the eyes in the photos, but color everything else black. So she got this sticker book, and out of everything out of the sticker book, she only wanted the eyes. I'm creeped out. She was just passed out, and she just ran into my room and said, "Mommy, Mommy." What was I talking about?
Eyes.
What?
Eyes.
Eyes?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say what I think about this, and you can disagree with me, and that's completely fine. But I think kids are a lot more perceptive than we give them credit for. And this child has been filmed and watched and looked at by millions of people since before she could talk. And I think on some level, maybe not in a way she could articulate or fully understand, she knows. She knows she is being watched.
What's on here? What are those?
Eyeballs.
Eyeballs? What?
They're always laughing.
They're always what?
Laughing.
Should I be scared of the eyes?
Yeah.
And I think that's worth taking seriously, but Abbie left it off. She found it a little creepy in an entertaining way, and then she posted it for more eyes to watch. Anyway, at some point, Josh and Abbie tried to figure out what they looked like without the kids front and center. And the answer to that apparently was a podcast. Which, and I say this as someone who's listened to the relevant clips, did not go well. The numbers reflected that. Because the episodes that didn't involve their kids were getting a fraction of the views of the ones that did. And the episodes where they talked about the kids, those doubled, sometimes tripled the engagement of everything else. Which tells you something pretty significant about what the audience was actually there for.
Living off of credit cards and
watching our cash burn.
Literally no money in our pockets. We were so broke. So Josh literally got on food stamps, and I was lucky enough to still be on my parents' insurance. If not, I would have been in the same situation.
And I think it's the most revealing thing to come out of the podcast era. Because what it accidentally exposes is the gap between how they present their life and what their life actually looks like. This little slip of honesty, if it's accurate, in the middle of a podcast episode, tells you exactly why TikTok wasn't just a creative outlet for these two. It was a lifeline. There was no plan B. And when there's no plan B, you will do whatever the algorithm asks of you, including things you probably shouldn't. And speaking of doing things you probably shouldn't, there are those areas where the contradiction is so big that it's hard to look away from it. So Abbie, on several occasions, has positioned herself as a safety-conscious parent who specifically advises other parents to keep their children's diapers covered when filming. And I genuinely believe that she believes she's doing the right thing when she says those words. But the Reddit communities that follow her content have pointed out pretty thoroughly that there are instances where she has posted her own daughter in positions that contradict exactly that advice. And then there's the sponsored content side of it, which is where it gets really complicated. Because Pampers and Huggies are two of her biggest commercial partners. And in those videos, the children are often the primary visual subject, sometimes in just a diaper, because that's what the brief requires. Because you can't demonstrate leak protection on a child who is fully clothed.
So the great thing about the Target registry, you can add the Pampers bundle, which includes the Pampers swaddlers and then Pampers wipes.
And look, diaper ads have always featured babies in diapers. That's not new or unique to Abbie. But the specific tension here is that she's simultaneously the person lecturing about diaper coverage and the person doing sponsored content where the child's diaper is the focal point of the shot. You don't get to do both. You either believe the lecture or you take the brand deal, but not both. And then there's the shopping content, which is a lot.
What is Poot's first car going to be?
So on one side of the content, you have the custom Range Rover. You have the multi-million-dollar Pittsburgh mansion that was designed from the ground up specifically to function as a content studio. You have the luxury brand trips, high-end children's clothing. And on the other side of that same content, she's hauling fast fashion for an audience of young women and new mothers who are looking for affordable options. Abbie has an Amazon storefront with curated lists covering essentially every category of her life. And she posts Amazon must-haves content regularly, directing her millions of followers to those lists where she earns an affiliate commission on every purchase. And critics have pointed out fairly, I think, that her page has essentially become a non-stop infomercial, that the personal vlog element, the come watch our life energy that built the audience in the first place, has been almost entirely replaced by shopping content. The life is still the backdrop, but the point is the link in bio.
Here are some things we found on Amazon for our new home. All of my items came from Amazon Inspire. It's really cool. It's on the Amazon shopping app, and you tap the sparkle icon at the bottom of the screen and you start scrolling and you can shop these videos.
And the children are inside it whether they consent to it or not.
Attention parents, do you have a picky child? Poppy has always been super picky when it comes to food, and I felt overwhelmed until I found Stonyfield yogurt. Stonyfield Yo Baby yogurts help nourish your baby with probiotics.
And I just want you to think about what it means to be a child whose face is on a billboard before you're old enough to understand what a billboard is, before you can consent to it, before you have any say in it whatsoever. Also, I want to talk about something that often gets overlooked when people discuss family content creators. And that's what happens to the mother's body after the baby arrives. Because for most people, that's an incredibly private, incredibly vulnerable time. Your body has just done something enormous. You're sleep deprived. You're figuring out a new version of yourself. And the last thing most people want is a camera pointed at them. But not calculated Abbie.
It's fun to stay at the
it's not just after the third baby. This goes all the way back to the first one. And I'm not saying she shouldn't feel good about her body. I'm saying the decision to post it 3 weeks after giving birth is a calculated one, because she knows exactly what that image does to people.
I know I can't afford to stop.
But then running parallel to all of that is the other side, and the vehicle for that consistently is hair loss.
I've never cut my own hair before, ever. It's fun.
And people respond to this because it's relatable, because a lot of mothers have been there, because it feels honest in a way that the bounce back content doesn't. So the comments are full of support and solidarity and Me Too energy, and that's all genuine, I think. But then...
Oh gosh, you're gonna throw up. Let's go get my hair chopped off even more. I just want to eat you.
So she's crying about losing her hair, and she's also being paid by a hair growth supplement company.
Attention new moms on TikTok. Does this look familiar? We can all agree that our bodies go through so much after giving birth, from hormones and stress, and after my second kid, I started experiencing postpartum hair shedding. I didn't realize how common this was, but luckily my friend recommended I start taking Nutrafol postpartum hair growth supplement. It's developed by OBGYN specifically for women in their first year after giving birth. The best part, it's breastfeeding friendly with over 20 plus vitamin minerals and natural ingredients that help fill in those nutritional gaps post-birth. I seriously can't recommend Nutrafol enough in helping me on my postpartum hair journey.
I'm not saying it's illegal, but it shows exactly how this machine works. The vulnerability is just a warm-up. You cry on camera, get everyone emotionally invested, and then boom, 3 videos later, here's the Nutra promo code. They are literally turning your sympathy into sales. And that's their entire playbook. There's absolutely zero line between their real life and their business. They didn't just sell their own privacy, they turned their kids into a corporate franchise before they could even speak. And they'll keep doing it as long as the internet keeps watching.
What is this?
Ring!
It's the ring?